Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to another free online lesson. So for today's free online lesson, it will be on Navisworks section and viewpoints. All right. Okay. Okay. For those who just joined, thank you very much for joining. We are just starting our free online lesson. Okay. So yeah. So today's topic is section and viewpoints in Navisworks. So I will run through just a simple description for sectioning and viewpoint. So all of us know that Navisworks are used mainly for reviewing. We can combine our models, be it from Revit or any other software, and then we can do clash checking and all those stuff. So in order to better review your models, we can do this section. Okay, we can activate sections, right? So for example, as you can see on the left here, there's two types of sectioning. This type is a section plane. So it's like one plane sectioning through your building, be it vertically or horizontally, or any other directions that we can set. We'll show it later. The other type is a box section. Okay, so we can control the size of this box, and we can also move around this box to section throughout our building. Okay, so this is the description. So basically, this sectioning is only work for 3D when you're in 3D. If you're viewing your 2D sheets in Navisworks, you cannot do sectioning lah. It's just for 3D models. And then when we talk about section, we must also talk about viewpoints. So viewpoints are basically like snapshots, and those snapshots can be saved. For example, like this view, this is an important view for you for your review process. So you can save this like a screenshot, and then you can have it named, and then you can also annotate it. You can mark them with a pen tool or add some text. You can measure using this the review tool that I will show later. Okay, so all of these are part of viewpoints. So from your sections, so let's say you have cut your model, and then at some part that you want to show that is critical, maybe for someone else to review. So you can take a screenshot of that and add in the important annotations and save it. Okay, right. So these two kind of works together. So without further ado, I will open up my Navisworks. Okay, so I have my Navisworks ready here. For this demo, I will use the sample files that are readily available when you install Navisworks. So if you have Navisworks, or maybe later, if you're watching this video from YouTube, you can follow along. You just click at this application button up here. You go to open, and then we have sample files here. Okay, so it will bring you to this direction. And for today, I will use this gatehouse. So we have this gatehouse underscore park.nwd. Right. So this model should be available if you have installed Navisworks. Okay, so this is my model. I'm orbiting it around. I'm clicking my mouse wheel and also holding shift, right? So I can orbit around. Okay, now I want to initiate the sectioning. So we have to go to the viewpoint tab. Okay, on our ribbon here, we go to viewpoint tab, and then on the far right here, we have enable sectioning. You can just click here. And then at first, it will probably give you a random section like this. Okay. So currently, you can click at this fit section button here. Okay, it will show these arrows. We call this gimbal. Okay. If it's not visible for the first time, you just click here, fit selection. Then it will show you this thing. We call it gimbal. This gimbal, it has 3 directions towards the X, Y, and Z axis. So you can move this around actually. So just bring your mouse here. Let's say you want to bring to, you want to move in this direction, you just click and drag. Okay. So now you're cutting through the model. Okay. So this is a plane. Obviously, it only takes effect when I move it in this direction. If I bring it up, there's no change lah. It will just move the gimbal upward. Okay. So this is the first plane. If you want to have it cut at a different direction, you can go up here. Currently, our alignment is left. Okay, you can just click here. It will list you all of the other options. Let's say I want to cut it vertically. So that will be from the top. I just change to top. Yeah. So I have it something like this. Now I can move this vertically. I move the section plane vertically and cut this model vertically. Right? So we have other options, front, back, left, that you can try. So how do you know which plane to cut from, which side is front, which side is left? Basically, you refer to this view cube. Okay, this here is left. Basically, from this direction is left. Okay, let me try changing it to left. You see, it's from this direction. It's aligned to this view cube lah. Okay, if you want to have it from this side, then it's front. Right, just change it from here, front. Right. Okay. So you can actually have multiple planes, cutting planes as well. So for example, I want to cut it from the front and also from the top. So what I would do is I go up here where it says current plane 1, click at the drop down. So you have up until plane 6. So currently only one plane is turned on. You take a look at the light bulb here. Plane 1 is, okay, sorry, I will admit those in the waiting room. Okay, thank you for joining again. All right, so currently only plane 1 is turned on, so I can also turn on plane 2. Right, so now I select at plane 2 and take a look at the alignment. So this one, by default, for plane 2, the alignment is from the bottom. So I can change this to from the top. So here it cuts vertically from the top, and it also cuts from the front. If I want to adjust the front, I just click here, select the plane one, then I can move this part, right? Okay. And you can also link those two cutting planes. Just click here, link section planes. Okay. What that will do is this gimbal is currently linking those two planes. If I move up, it's actually using that cutting plane 2. If I move this side, it's using the cutting plane 1. If I don't have it linked, I just switch it off by clicking it. I can only cut in one direction. Okay, this one is the front plane, but if I move it up, it doesn't cut anything. So this one is the plane 1, cutting from front view. Change to plane 2, this one is where we cut vertically. If I move this side or this side, it doesn't control the other section plane. So we have to link the section planes. Okay, the button is up here, link section plane. So now I can move up and also move it in this direction also. Right? Okay. So this is section planes. So if you go up here, you can see currently we are in plane mode. So you can click here. There will be a box mode as well. Okay, so you just click at the box mode. Sorry. When I have the box mode activated, you see our section is kind of like a box now, right? We still have the gimbal also. I can move it around, right? Because currently you see at the transform panel, move is highlighted. So this is for moving. Okay. And then we also have rotate. If you want to rotate the box, when I select rotate, you see the gimbal changes. Okay, the gimbal now have these curves. This indicates that we are in rotate transformation. If move, it has like this box, this squarish things on our gimbal, right? So for rotate, we can actually rotate this section box. You see, I'm rotating it in this direction by click on the red, click and drag, and rotating in this direction. Okay. So we have these 3 X, Y, and Z direction. Okay. If you want to make your box bigger, then you have to transform scale. Click here. You see the gimbal changes. So you can drag in this direction, either drag it in outwards or inwards. Okay, it will correspond. So this one in this direction, I'm making it bigger. Okay, vertically also I can make it bigger and smaller. Right? So just click and drag. So until you get your desired size, then maybe you can change it back to move and move it around. Right? I'll change it back to the plane mode. So yeah, this gimbal, sorry, currently at move. So for plane section, we don't have scale, right? The scale transform is gray out because we can only move and rotate, right? But I would not suggest you to rotate. It's better you change the alignment. from here. Okay, but let's say if it's at an odd angle, you might need to use rotate. Okay, if you click down here, you can actually input the angle of rotation if you have a specific number to your rotation, right? Otherwise, you can just use this gimbal to move it around, right? So usually this is used for you to review the model, right? And then let's say there are some important things that you want to note in this view. So we will use viewpoints. Okay, if you look at this panel, we have save viewpoint. You can click it here and it will bring up this save viewpoint panel. It creates one viewpoint. Sorry. So these are the other viewpoints that have been saved with this path. So this is the new one that I have just clicked, and then you can rename this viewpoint. Let's say I'll just rename it to test section. Okay. So let's say when you are after you save, the function is maybe later you will be orbiting it around. You probably move the gimbal. You can always just double click here and get back to the save viewpoint. So that is basically the function, right? Let's say this view is important for you for your review process, for example. Okay, and then in this viewpoint you can also add markups and also some measurements lah. Correct. So you can go to the review tab from your ribbon. You go to the review tab. So first I will show you the markup tools. For example, you want to draw. Okay, you can click at this draw tool. You have options to draw a cloud, an ellipse, or you can draw a freehand line, arrow, and so on. So these are the options. So for example, I would like to draw an ellipse. You can also specify the thickness and color from here. Let's say I just want to circle this area, right? But that as you draw a markup, it will create a viewpoint. See this view, I didn't click save viewpoint, right? I was just drawing my markup. So when you orbit away from that view, that markup will disappear. But from this panel, you just double click to that viewpoint, then you can see your markup, right? So that is drawing. I can also add in text. Okay. Just type in test markups, for example. Click OK. So I have the text markup here. So as I am in this viewpoint, okay, this one is active right now. So this will also be included in this viewpoint. Again, if I were to orbit away from this view, it will disappear. I just double click back to this viewpoint, then I can see my markups. Okay. So other than markups, you can also measure. We have the measure panel here. There are a few types of measuring. I'll just do the basic one, point to point. So let's say I want to measure this window opening. I click here and here. Okay, so this is the measurement, and this measurement I can convert it to a markup. Okay, so I just click here, and then it gives us the value lah as a markup, same as if I were doing a text markup here, right? So now if I were to orbit away, it will be gone, and just double click back to that save viewpoint. So that is viewpoint. So actually viewpoint, you can also do it not from the section tool. Okay, let's say I disable the section. I go back to the sectioning tools, and at the enable sectioning, I just click here. So it will go back to the original view. Okay. Sorry. From this view, you can also go to the viewpoint tab. You have the save viewpoint here. Okay. It doesn't mean you have to go to the, you have to enable the sectioning in order to use the save viewpoint. So you can also save this view, okay, and then rename. So let's say this is view 1. Okay, and then I go to this side. I can save this again, click at the save viewpoint, can make this view 2. Right, just rename to anything that you want. Okay, then when you orbit away, you can always go back to that view from this save viewpoint panel. It will all be saved here. Right? So these are some of the default that have been set with the file. Right? In case if this panel is not available once you open your model, okay, what you can do is you go to the viewpoint tab and then just click at this small arrow. It will bring up this panel. And then you can take a look first at the viewpoints. Okay, and then we also have an animation here. So these have been set in this file. I can also show you how to create an animation from viewpoint. But let me just play this one first. Okay. So this is basically an animation created from the viewpoint. Okay. So in order to do that, you first need to have a series of viewpoints. Okay, I'll just delete this view 1 and view 2. Delete the viewpoint, by the way, you can just click here, right click, and then delete. Okay, this one, right click, delete. Okay, we have a question here from Sharon Cho. Can we move the markups wording? Okay, let me try. So you want to move this markup. Yeah, I don't think you can move. So you have to point first where you want to have that markups. So I click this text, for example. I wanted to have it here. And we go test 2, for example. Okay. So it will be directly at where I pointed it. Once it's placed, I don't think we can move it. Okay. So what I would suggest, if you have it at a wrong place, you just erase it. Okay, just erase and then do the text markup again. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay, I'll go back to what we want to create just now was the viewpoint animation. Okay, so what we need first is a series of viewpoints. So let's say I want this view. I save this viewpoint as viewpoint view 1 again. View 1, sorry, view 1. Okay, and then I orbit to this view. I save it again. I go to the viewpoint tab, save it as view 2. Then I go to this side, and this one will be view 3. Maybe I will go zoom it up a little bit like this and showing the top. Save it as view 4. Okay. Now I have view 1, view 2, view 3, and view 4. Okay, and then I will go to my say viewpoint panel here. I will just right click at the blank area, and then we will have add animation. Okay, just click there. It will create one animation here. So you can also rename it however you like the name. Okay, so it creates an animation. Currently, you can't play it lah because it's empty. So what you need to do is you select all your viewpoints. I mean the view 1 until view 4. I hold my shift, click here, hold my shift and click the view 4 to select all 4. And then sorry, and then you drag it and drop at the animation. Okay. Now this viewpoint will be under the animation. Then you click back at the animation. From your viewpoint tab, you'll be able to play it. There's a play button here. You just click. Okay. Then it will animate your viewpoint. Okay, so currently it's a little bit slow. So I'll just stop it. I right click at my animation and I click edit. So by default, the duration it gives you 147.6 seconds. So I make it a little bit faster, maybe 15 seconds. I click OK. Now I replay it. Yeah, so it's a little bit faster. So from your viewpoints, it will create an animation automatically for you. Right? So this function would help you for your presentations and also maybe during reviewing the models process lah. Okay, so that will be it for our topic today. So do we have any question? If you have any questions, you can type it in the chat box. While waiting for the questions, I would like to bring you guys to our website. So our website is acadsystems.com. Okay, this is our website. So if you like to check on maybe the software prices or training inquiries, you can just check out from our website. We have few tabs here for products, trainings, or if you want to have just question, just want to ask question directly, you can use our live agent live chat function here. Okay, just click here and straight away you can chat with our agent. Okay, if you scroll down, you will find our free online lessons, and currently we also have free online classes. Okay, you can check this out. If you are interested, you can just click on it and basically RSVP, and then you will get an email invitation and also a reminder for you to join the session. And all of these live webinars will be then uploaded to our YouTube channel. Okay, you can click at the YouTube icon there. So throughout the years, we have quite an extensive library covering quite a lot of topics. You can check it out and probably learn from here. Yeah, and then also give us a subscribe. Okay, we have a question here, and 2020 Navisworks open 2023 Navisworks far. Okay. So far, I haven't encountered any problem with versioning. But maybe I will reconfirm it to you. You can just drop your email in the chat box. But from what I know, versioning it's not a problem here in Navisworks. All right, welcome. That will be it. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again in the next topics. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.